Well, it's March the 30th today, and you're not going to be surprised. Another microphone test. This time with the Edgetage omnidirectional in the dead cat, in the helmet, under the boom, the center boom. So it'll hopefully be out of the wind flow there. That's the idea anyway. Modular down, face shield up. Well, where to go today? My bike says it's 66 degrees. Let me go out the front gate. Shield down except for a crack. Shield all the way down now. Kind of a gray day, but the temperature is so pleasant. Every time I go around a bend, I still feel a little giddy at how wonderful these new tires are. Michelin Pilot Road 4 GTs. I'm going to keep these bad boys inflated properly. 40 in front, 42 in the rear. At least that's the current theory. Oh, it's just so pleasant. Well, I'd say the dogwoods are currently at the peak. We're not looking at any right now, but I was worried about them. We'd had these late freezes a couple of weeks back, but they seem to be undaunted. I've got Waze running on my phone. Not asking for any directions, just so I can see the map of where I am. Seems pretty good. It's plugged in to the 12 volts, so it shouldn't be running the battery down. My second ride since I did the throttle body sync, and I really do, somehow today I'm noticing the smoothness even more than the first time. I think it's because maybe I wasn't really thinking about it, and I just all of a sudden thought, whoa, this is different. A lot of thought into getting this bike. I read 1 million reviews and actually went to a dealer and put the bike up on the center stand and just sat on it for about an hour one day. See whether I'd like the position and everything. And never have I thought about anything with a better outcome than this. I absolutely love this bike, and every time I ride it, I think my appreciation goes up a little bit more. When I got the new tires put on at the at Sport Durst in Durham, took longer than I thought it was going to, and the guy came out and told me when it was ready and said, "I'm sorry it took so long." The guy that was working on it said, "Your bike is so clean," that he wanted to leave it absolutely spotless, so he was in there evidently cleaning up whatever might have happened during the tire mountain balance, and I had to kind of laugh. And that is, of course, a dividend of the shaft drive. One of the things that I thought I would like the most about the bike, since I hate cleaning and lubing the chain, and boy was I ever right about that. It may take away some power, but this bike has got so much power that I can't say I miss it. When I got it, a guy in the parking lot said, "Keep it in touring mode for at least the first few months, and be extra careful on the throttle, because you can still do wheelies in first, second, and third if you're not careful." Where will we go today? Maybe I go west on 64 across the lake and come back up Bigwood. Here you see in the dogwoods. They're everywhere now. Just spectacular. I'm always appreciative when somebody doesn't turn in front of me. light's actually kind of pretty. Makes the water more slate blue than usual. Oh, this is the reason for the slowdown. I'm going to Charleston next week for the Volvo Open tennis tournament, the women's tournament. I go with a group of friends every year. Really enjoy it, sitting out in the sun after a winter of freezing. Worrying about not getting too hot is kind of a nice change. Every now and then I look at the new model of the FJR. This is a 2013 Generation 3, and there are still Generation 3s. There have been various improvements, I guess, the LED lights and such. But you know, I've got so many, I've done so much to this bike, from canyon cages to the headlight modulators to the tail, the brake light modification, so it flashes when I'm stopping and stuff. And all this stuff seems to work so well, and I just don't want to, hate to think about going through all that again. And for what? I guess the slipper clutch might be nice, but you know, this clutch doesn't bother me at all. I sure don't need a sixth gear. And I don't have any problem downshifting when it's not like I'm on the track. My most recent Farkle is I finally replaced the OEM seats with the Sargent seats. I don't know whether they're called Generation 2 or whatever. The material's a little different, the seat's a little wider. I'm not sure of the difference. But what I had found on the original seats, they were tolerable. I spent 7 hours one day going on the road to from Chapel Hill to South Carolina, to Aiken, South Carolina. And I had taken my Airhawk and used it. And the thing that I liked about the Airhawk was it seemed to effectively increase the width of the seat, because where it would overlap the edge of the seat, when you sat on it, the air would what little air you'd leave in it would get forced out into that edge, and it would kind of support your tailbone out on the sides. Effectively made the seat flatter. And what I noticed with the Sargent is, number one, I don't even think about the seat anymore.
And when I really force myself to think about it, I think, oh, it's just like having the Airhawk, except that it's not, you know, there's no air inflation. But that same sensation of the seat being wide and the support of the weight being on your pelvic bones, I guess, instead of your tailbone. Tooling along about 65 now. I notice a lot of wind. I can hear the wind. It'll be interesting to see how much of it the mic picks up. I'm just about to the point of not caring anymore. I've tried so many different things. Helmet mic would be ideal if it could avoid the wind and maybe pick up some of the engine exhaust sound. But it is nice to just pull on my helmet and have it all there, not have any external wires to hook up. And of course, it's nice to be able to make some commentary as I'm going along, even though I never have anything terribly profound to say. I've been listening, I subscribe to a channel called Biker Paul. It's a guy in England with an FJR 1300 who tours Wales and the Lake District and all this kind of thing. He does a wonderful job. I always enjoy his videos. And I was listening to one a few weeks ago, and he mentioned this British group of bikers who all have, I think they all have Honda FJR. A800s, the Interceptors, except I don't think they call the Interceptors in England. And they do these tours, and you know, I guess there are 5 of them. And they all have cameras, multiple cameras running, like one on the helmet facing forward, another maybe, well, or facing backward, and one on the side facing backwards, one on the tank, the top case facing forward, getting the back of the rider. I mean, it's just amazing. And more dogwoods over there. This is like LaGuardia Airport. They've been working on this for God knows how long, and I'm not sure they'll ever finish. Anyway, the YouTube channel is RichyVida. I think I'm pronouncing that right. RichyVida. And their latest thing is a trip that involved loading their bikes on a plane at Gatwick, flying to Toronto, unloading them, and then touring the U.S., starting with Niagara Falls, going down through Pennsylvania, West Virginia, North Carolina, the Blue Ridge Parkway. They did, went to Deals Gap, did that. Went to, through Nashville to Memphis. Saw the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville. Went through my hometown, Amarillo, heading west. Having beautiful rides all the way. There was a particularly wonderful road they took from, I think, Little Rock up to Tulsa that one of their subscribers had told them about. When they were in Albuquerque, excuse me, they went to see the home of Breaking Bad character. Then they went from Albuquerque up to Four Corners into Colorado and Utah. I think they did Monument Valley. Then came back down to Flagstaff. Picked up Route 66. Made a digression to go into the Grand Canyon. Went on 66 up through I think it was 66 that took them through Monument Valley. I can't remember all the details. The last thing I saw, they'd gone up through Hoover Dam to Las Vegas. Stayed overnight there. So they're coming pretty near the end of the trip. Of course, they did the trip last fall, but there's so much production involved. It's just amazing how they put all these different cuts together, and the audio. And these guys, of course, are on their intercoms, unending line of very hilarious patter. They're just zany, but it's incredibly entertaining. And the quality of the video and the pictures they take is just breathtaking. Grand Canyon, everything, Monument Valley. I mean, just some of the stuff I've seen, some I haven't, but even the stuff I've seen, it's like, whoa, wow. They went into the Palo Duro Canyon, for example, in the Texas Panhandle, and I've been in that area, grew up there, so I saw that a lot, but pictures they took showed it to its best advantage. Just amazing stuff. All these different colors. That's all. I talk about that too much, I know, but spring in North Carolina is just about as good as it gets. Of course, I say that in the fall too. Now that I think of it, I like winter too. Summer's about my least favorite season here anyway, and that's just because it's usually 95 and the same humidity. If you haven't seen any of their stuff already, you really owe it to yourself to look up RichyVida, RichyVida, and see some of their stuff. The American series, I think, is currently 14 episodes. Each one covers sort of a day in their trip. They've got a Norwegian tour I'm going to look at next. They've gone everywhere in the sun in Europe. in England. They absolutely love their Honda VFR 800s. One of the videos, the guy's presumably going to talk about the 10 things he hates about the bike, but it's really hilarious. He basically hems and haws around for about 5 minutes trying to think of number 10 on his list. And of course it transpires he can't think of a single thing about the bike that he doesn't like. It's interesting. I wish they'd talk some about the little windshield on it. It doesn't look like it would do much. It's about like the Yamaha FJ09. Doesn't come up far enough, I would think, to offer much protection, but boy, they go everywhere and don't seem to mind it. Many 400-mile days in this American tour. Face shield up a crack again. Check out these dogwoods. Isn't that spectacular? Just spectacular.